Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Rack and Rod Chronicles, episode number 46 on our standard YouTube channel. So the last video, we talked about some Rio ammunition, and that was the 1896 paper hull. And I got some more information after we did that video because I wasn't sure if those shells would cycle in a semi, and they will. So you have no issues cycling the paper hulled shell through a semi or a pump. They will cycle just fine, so you don't have to just shoot them out of an over and under. So I just want to clarify that before we got into this video. And with dove season, waterfowl season, upland season coming, relatively quick. Waterfowl, most early goose seasons are going to start within the next week and a half, along with doves. So the two shells that we picked, we're going to give you a twofer today to go over are the Royal Bluesteel and the Rio Game Load. So start with the Game Load for dove hunters, pheasant hunters, what have you. This particular load is a 20 gauge load. Give you a little better view of the box here. These are our 3-inch shells, 1250 foot a second, 1 1/4 ounce, 7 shots. So more for a dove load than for pheasant. Pheasant, you probably drop down to a 5 or 6. But they offer these in 12 and 20. And we chose the 20 because we're shooting mainly pointer 20 gauge semis and over and unders. But give you a look at the shell here. So if you really had to, you could probably get away with shooting these as a target load, if it was all you really had left. But we're looking forward to these. I got to shoot these shells last week out of the Aquarius 20 gauge over and under that I got from Pointer. Excellent patterning with an improved cylinder and a modified. Obviously you can throw a little bit tighter if you're shooting further distance for dove, but not necessary. So the C20, again, it's a game load mainly for dove, small game. You probably get away with rabbits. Pheasant, like I said, I would probably drop, in my own opinion, down to a 5 or 6 shot rather than a 7. But again, to each your own when you're choosing your shot size. I'm a little bit more, or try to be a little more forgiving to myself and have a little bit bigger shot than the 7 or the 8. But so then you pop over, and this is going to be for your waterfowl hunters, or if you're shooting around water. Obviously issues with lead, back in the day. So this is the Royal Bluesteel Magnum. It's a 3-inch shell, 1300 feet a second, 1 3/8 in shot size BB. So this is actually what we will be shooting for goose over our dive bomb decoys. So we're super excited. We just got permission to hunt a property that's been holding a lot of geese. So hopefully it'll continue to hold throughout the season. But early season, we can't hunt there the first day, but after the first day, we have access to the property. So we're super excited, but I have to pop the tape on this one. And both of these boxes are 25 count boxes. Some of the other brand, especially in the steel shot, they're like 10 shells, 15 shells. So give you an idea. So this again is the 3-inch, and they do have a 3.5 inch as well. And then they have their new Eco Bluesteel, which we'll go over in another episode. But so obviously the Bluesteel, you don't have to worry about poisoning anything in the water or getting other animals poisoned with lead contamination in the water. So it is a steel shot. One of their new ones out is the Eco Bluesteel. So the Eco actually has a biodegradable hull. So it's not going to have, you're not going to have to worry about, killing an animal with having plastic wads floating around, especially for duck season. Not so much for goose. Goose, you're mainly hunting fields unless you're on the river. But both of these are available through Rio. They do have inventory on them. So if you're, that last minute type of guy, you got a couple weeks and you're trying to figure out what shot you're going to use, we'll be running these out of our pointers with a Pattern Master choke in mid-range. So most early season goose, you know, they're kind of dumb animals at that point. They're not real smart, getting ready, you know, coming in decoys, no issues. As you get further in the season, you may want to extend that choke for long range shots because some of them will not commit all the way in. So Rio Bluesteel and the C20 game loads, again, both available in 2 different gauges, 12 and 20. They make the Bluesteel. I know we have 20 gauge 4-shot here. And then again, these I believe they do in 5, 6, and 7 in the game load. So you have the ability to drop down in the game load for a pheasant shot size, but you can also switch to the Royal Pheasant, which is actually their main pheasant load, which is what we'll be using. So this is going to be our dove and small game load. The 3-inch just gives you that little bit extra velocity. You can get it in 2 3/4, but so check them out, guys. RIOammunition.com. Check them out on Facebook. You can follow stuff that we do with their ammo on our Facebook page as well, and obviously on the show. So we appreciate you guys tuning in this episode. This was just a quick nitty-gritty on 2 more loads from Rio, and you'll see more as the weeks progress. So stay tuned, because episode 47 will be coming right up after this one. Talk to you guys in a bit.